Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. We're really excited to connect with you and spend the next 20 minutes or so sharing with you some information about what we do here at Clarksons, why it's so unique and fun to work here, what makes it a great place, and what makes us an employer of choice. So I'm Kieran Brown, and I'm the Talent Acquisition Manager here at Clarksons. I'm part of our HR team, and in the main, my role focuses on attracting and hiring the best people for our business. I myself joined the company in January this year, and actually this is my first role within the maritime industry. Previously, it was more centered around fintech and financial services. And I'm really pleased to say that it's been an incredible 10 months. I've learned so much and continue to learn a lot more. And what struck me as somebody new into the industry is just the scale of it and how diverse it is. So I'm really excited to give you a bit of a flavour of what you could expect with Clarksons. Hopefully I'm being joined, I'm just looking to see if my colleague's online. His name is Malcolm Willingale, and Malcolm is our Learning and Development Manager. He also sits with myself in the HR team and is responsible for providing learning and development to our employees to ensure that they have the tools and the skills to be able to continue being the best at what they do. So Malcolm, I'm not sure if you're on at the moment. I might have to go ahead and start, so I will happily do that. Hopefully you're looking at the slides in front of you, and I will talk you through those, and there'll be an opportunity for you to ask questions at the end through the chat. So Clarksons, essentially, we are a market leader in what we do. We're an intelligence business. We add value to our clients to help them make more intelligent decisions, commercial decisions around their business. We provide an array of services we'll go through in a moment. We are a global organisation. We are part of the FTSE 250. We have a presence in 23 countries, 53 offices, and we employ 1,600 employees altogether. In our London office, which is where we're headquartered from, we have approximately just over 600 people. And we have a very rich heritage of around 168 years of being established. So we've really grown and continue to evolve and be a market leader. So,
Kieran.
Hi Malcolm, we're just live at the moment. Thank you. I've just started the slides. We're on the slide number 3 talking about
I can see it.
Would you like to continue? I'll hand
Yeah,
over to
sure.
you.
I don't know how much you've covered so far, but sorry I'm late, but I had problems connecting, which is the world we live in. Hopefully Kieran's already explained a little bit about, at a high level, who we are, what we do, and I see now you're on this sort of our services page. So I'll talk a little bit about the organisation.
Yes, please. Thank you very
Great.
much.
Okay, well, we have 4 divisions: broking, financial support, and research. Broking is by far our largest offering. And when I talk about broking, I'm talking about ship broking. That's the matching of cargo, which is controlled by charterers, and the ships, which are controlled by ship owners. So essentially what Clarksons brokers do in different offices across the world is match the two together. Now, you may think that deals are done direct, but when you fix a ship, 9 times out of 10, you have an intermediary, a broker, who basically organizes the fixture. Now, we fix ships across all different sectors, which is essentially the wet market, which is the oil trades, the products, the crude oil, the gas trades, chemicals, tankers, right the way through to the dry cargo side, which is essentially broken down into the dry bulk market and also the container ship market. So essentially what our brokers do, and they specialize in different sectors and different ship types, is they make sure that if there's a charterer who wants to move some cargo, say from Brazil to China, some iron ore cargo, some coal from Indonesia to Northern Europe, then they find the right ship at the right time of the right size. So essentially what our brokers do is they fix ships. And for that, we get paid a commission, which is a percentage, 1.25% of the total value of the consignment. So that's essentially our core offering. If you go over to financial, well, financial is a similar thing. And the first thing I'll say is we're not a bank. Clarksons Plateau doesn't have a fund of money which we invest in projects. We don't own ships, we don't own assets. What we do is we find money for clients, be they ship owners, charterers, other interests who are looking to fund future projects. So, for example, if a client is looking to source some money to expand their fleet, renew their fleet, acquire another company, then they'll come to Clarksons and we arrange the capital to fund that project. Now, capital is essentially, it's either debt, so if you borrow money to buy a car, for example, or a house, we'll put in the debt in place, and it was also sought equity, which is basically investors' money. So we are an arranger, another word for being a broker, a finance broker. And some of the projects that we fund are several $100 million. So financial services very much complement our broking services. For example, as I've said, ship owners looking to buy new ships, place an order in a shipyard, or actually buy second-hand ships. The third part of our business is our support services. And Clarksons Port Services essentially work at the land, the port sea interface. So essentially, before a ship comes into port, there are 1,001 things to do. Book the berth, notify the port, make sure the stevedores, the cargo handling equipment is available. If we're going to change a crew, make sure that all the transportation is available. If they're going to supply the ship with food, beverages, spare parts, if they're going to service the ship, then essentially what Clarksons Port Services is organize all that activity. Now, we're very much focused in 2 geographies. In the UK, we have something, I think, Kieran, like 10 offices in the UK. Familiar names like London, Tilbury, Southampton, Liverpool. But we also have a presence in smaller ports like Ipswich. My next door neighbour is a farm. So we have a silo there, and we have the ability to load grain, which is heading to other parts of Europe or deep sea. We also have a presence in places like Great Yarmouth on the east coast of England. Why Great Yarmouth is because the offshore market, we're building a lot of wind farms in the North Sea. Those wind farms need vessels to actually install the equipment, and they also need vessels to maintain the equipment once they're installed. And Clarksons Port Services have people on the ground in places like Yarmouth and Aberdeen, which are servicing those facilities. So support is the third leg. The fourth leg is research. And this is very much at the center of the whole Clarksons operation, because decisions are made by our clients based on the best available information. So, for example, an investor that wants to build a fleet of ships or charter a fleet of ships or charter in a fleet of ships, looking for the best, latest valuable information to hand so that the decision is de-risked as far as possible. We have about 120 people worldwide, a lot of them in London, in our London HQ, which Kieran's no doubt already referred to. But we also have a number of guys in Singapore and Shanghai, which reflects the sort of growing importance of that market in the global economy. So essentially, the research guys are capturing information, they're analyzing information, and they're advising our own brokers, our own people in financial services or in support, but also external clients. So basically, they're the experts when it comes to capturing market information and making that information available in a digestible form. So if you want to know the number of ports in the world, if you want to know the number of ships, where they're deployed, if you want to know where the latest offshore wind farm project is, then these are the guys to talk to. And it may be if you have an interest in data analysis and research, then that is a part of the group you'll be naturally interested in. Kieran, can you flip to the next slide, please? Great. we've now described a bit about the company, and hopefully that will stimulate some questions. Let me talk now very briefly about two drivers of the Clarksons business. Essentially, you would have heard, no doubt, that shipping is turning green. It's becoming more environmentally aware and more environmentally responsible. And there's two main aspects to that movement towards a sort of a greener society in shipping. And Clarksons is instrumental in helping our clients fulfill their strategies in that direction. Firstly, the global energy market is moving from fossil fuels to more cleaner fuels like LNG, which is a gas, or renewable energy such as solar and wind farm, which I briefly referred to. What Clarksons does is it talks to our clients about how they're moving more gas cargoes now, building ships, maybe in Korea or China, ships of $250 million plus, which are able to carry liquefied natural gas at temperatures of minus 162. So there's a very, very sophisticated ships, and our brokers help our clients find the ships to carry the cargoes which move from places like Qatar, Russia, Australia, to places like China and Europe and America. So that's the first strand. The other strand is that we are, as an industry, 70,000 ships are now changing from moving from dirty fuels, which are heavy fuel oils, which create a lot of emissions, a lot of carbon, a lot of sulfur, harmful, noxious substances, to cleaner fuels. And Clarksons at the forefront of looking at those fuels, looking at the ships of the future, the technology which our clients need in order to meet the new regulations that are coming in. You've probably heard, or you may have heard, that our industry is looking to cut its carbon output by about 50% by 2050. 2050 is a long time in the future, but trust me, this is a huge challenge, and Clarksons are playing a fundamental role in helping our clients meet those new regulations. Okay, we can come back to that later. Embracing technology. Well, I mentioned decarbonisation. The other driver of our business is digitization. Clarksons for many years now has invested quite heavily in new decision-making IT tools. So a broker who's talking to a client who's a charterer and a client that is a ship owner is able now to use technology to make sure we find the right ships, the right cargo at the right time. So there's a lot of information. The market changes very quickly. So a deal that looks good an hour ago may look very differently today because the market's very dynamic. So our brokers, our support staff use these tools to capture the best information and advise our clients to make the best decisions. So if you're looking for 5 bulk carriers to take grain from the Ukraine to Northern Europe, we select the best ships available. So there may be 50 ships which are available. We then drill down and look at which of the best ships to carry that cargo and vice versa. So essentially, IT is very, very important to a normal business. I say normal because we're not in normal times. Due to COVID, the need to homework, back in March, there was a lot of a very quick transition from office working, the need to social distance, people locked down. Because of the strength of our previous investment in our IT platform, we were then very well equipped to make a smooth transition from in the office to virtual working. So today, many of our staff, including in the UK, Kira and I normally sit in London. We do go into the office, but we can now work equally effective from home. So if we move on briefly, we're big on CSR, corporate social responsibility. One thing that struck me when I first joined Clarksons about 5 years ago was this enthusiasm and passion to dedicate time and money to special causes. So for many years now, our people have been taking part in gym competitions, not something I'm particularly interested in, but home cooking, different sponsorship events to recognition that we're here to help and serve others. So if you have an interest in CSR, charitable works, Clarksons is certainly, there's a lot of opportunity there. COVID has accelerated that process. So we've raised a lot of money in recent months because it's kind of accentuated the desire by people to reach out and help others. So very, very strong point here is not just about a working environment, it's about helping others. And finally, before I hand back to Kieran, and apologies for being a little bit late, you know, the business, we've got great technology, great data, great offices, but essentially it's a people business. We're a service company. We don't have ships, we don't own ships, we don't own cargo, but we have a very dedicated, loyal workforce. And we have a lot of different job opportunities.
The industry, the maritime industry is extremely exciting to be part of. It is huge and it touches, you know, almost everything we do in our daily lives. Clarksons is a market leader. We hold that position very proudly. And as Malcolm rightly said, we are very much a relationship-driven business. And that's a real testament. Our success is a testament to the people that we have here, the amazing work that they do, and the shared vision that we have to continue to strive to deliver excellence to our clients and be the best. We are ambitious, we're fun, we're fast-paced. And it's a really fun, it's a really rewarding place to work. There's so many different opportunities here at Clarksons that you can pursue a career in. So, you know, you could be a broker if you think that, you know, you're good with people, you're good at negotiating, you're good at building those relationships, and that comes naturally to you. You have to be a problem solver. You could look into that sort of career within Clarksons. You could look into being an analyst in our research part of the business, looking at all the intelligence that helps drive those really important decisions. You could be working on our important agency part of the business, or in our technology part of the business, where which is very much growing. And only in the last couple of years, we set up a company called Maritime, which has brought to market the world's first digital end-to-end shipping platform. So we're literally revolutionising the industry and really shaping what the future of the industry looks like and the way that the individuals work in the industry. So there's lots and lots of opportunities, not least in our central and admin teams like HR, finance and legal. There's lots of avenues. And, you know, we have a diverse workforce. So there is going to be something that suits different attributes that you might have, different interests that you might have. At the moment, we have a number of roles, and in the last, well, just in this year alone, we've hired around 274 people in various different positions around the world. I'd really love to connect with you if you'd like to learn a bit more about Clarksons. You have hopefully my details and the links that we provided on our employer profile. So if you have any further questions or any other information that you'd like to connect with us on, we'd be really happy to explore that further and to give you a bit more of a deeper insight into what we're all about. Siobhan, I'm very happy to pause and ask if there are any questions from anyone.
There are just a couple. You said there you've got quite a diverse workforce. What level do people come into your business? Do they have to do degrees first, or are they from school?
Sorry, just repeat the last part of that question, Siobhan.
Do people come into your workforce straight from school, or do they have to go and get degrees first of all?
No, we're very, very open. For us, it's very much about the right people coming into the business. Again, we're very focused on having a diverse workforce, and lots of people. That means that people bring different things, which collectively add value to our success. So the answer is yes, we have school leavers who join, who most typically end up going into the route of becoming a trainee broker. We have graduates also, and they trainee broker or trainee type roles, particularly within our Clarksons Port Services part of the business. So things like ships agents, if you like to be based in ports and not in an office environment, that could be an avenue for you. But we do also employ people at the early career level who have just graduated as well. So, you know, we're kind of parts of the spectrum, from school sort of leaver age right through to people with a lot of experience behind them.
Excellent, thank you. There are a very wide range of jobs available at your organisation then.
There really is. And as I said, you know, for me, that's one of the biggest eye-openers is just how big the industry is. And Clarksons are very well positioned to support our clients in various different ways. We are almost, if you like, a one-stop shop for our clients to service them in all those different aspects that we talked about. So, you know, we hold that position very proudly. To give you an idea, that, you know, there's nobody else that does what we do collectively. And even then, the next kind of sort of companies probably it would sort of make up half of what we do. So it gives you a kind of idea of the scale and scope of what we do. And at the heart of it, you know, you're very visible here. You have an opportunity to make a difference. And I think that's what really compelled me to want to join, because there's a lot of people who are very, very you know, invested, who really enjoy what they do, who enjoy the industry, and have been there for many years. Actually, lots of opportunities to move around in the business, so lots of growth. People have had exposure to lots of different types of roles. So for me, that's been really insightful, really interesting, and really proud to be part of.
Thank you. One final question, a very quick one, if I may.
Yes.
We've had one of our listeners has asked that they have a profile on your talent pool, and they're wondering if you are open for summer placements in brokering.
Yes, it's a good question. So, you know, at the moment, our website, careers site, does give all the roles that we're recruiting for currently, and that does get updated in real time. We historically did run lots of different work experience and program type, you know, broking programs. We took the decision to suspend that type of activity for this year, given the current extraordinary climate. We are yet to decide on plans for next year. So if anyone does have an interest, they're very welcome to connect and let me know, so I can register their expression of interest. And when we're in a position to define exactly what we're going to do, what the plan looks like, we can get in touch to let those individuals know. In the meantime, there is also an opportunity on that site, on our website, to create a profile and create a job alert, if you like, so that when we are posting particular types of roles that might be of interest to you, you will be notified to let you know when those are available.
Lovely, thank you. That was great, thank you. I've just been told we better stop it there now. So thank you very much indeed.
No problem.
Well done for bearing with us with the technical challenges. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Siobhan.
Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.